Good evening. My name is Andrew McGee, and Llewellyn and I are the two token poets of the group this evening. I tend to write more with conventional poetry. I tend to write poetry at the drop of a hat, write about anything. The poems I've written tonight have all been written within the last 6 months, but to the disappointment of some, they're all PC. The first poem is called The Blue People of Kentucky. This came about from an article in Chemical and Engineering News postscript, because there really are blue people in Kentucky. The first blue folk were Scotland's Picts. Their medium may have been woad. To dye their skin, one of their tricks, their enemies to goad. But truly blue-skinned people live out there in eastern Kentucky, where Martin Fugate's descendants have this skin condition yucky. For generations, none could explain the cause of this effect, till hematologist Madison Cawein discovered their defect. A recessive gene had stopped the making of that enzyme diapherase that converts methamo to hemoglobin, which gave blood a bluish haze. He solved the problem for this faction by feeding them methylene blue. This electron donor reversed the reaction, and pink skin it did renew. Though a minor problem still remains, but a lesser one it be, as the Fugate clan now can't refrain from producing some blue pea. This one should be self-explanatory. It's called Tuscan Panny. Tuscan Panny is the best, of that there is no doubt. It rises high o'er all the rest when bakers take it out. I love it toasted lightly when covered o'er with cheese. It is a sight most sightly with which all will be pleased. It has a chewy texture that great delight will bring, a most mouth-watering mixture that makes the taste buds sing. But it's a problematic winner, as variations can it deluge. Slices may be thick or thinner, while air pockets can be huge. In spite of these, I must admit, it can be truly said that nothing else can touch it since the invention of sliced bread. It's to be found most anywhere, I want you all to know, but I buy mine in Delaware from the famous Trader Joe. This next poem is definitely PC. You'll find it in the Almanac on October the 8th last year. It's called The Crystal Palace of Nanotech. Break out the bolly and celebrate, for October 4th was the due date, the time at Penn for a dedication among the greatest in the nation, when a wondrous era was ushered in, devoted to the small and thin. For this Crystal Palace of Nanotech deserves the finest champagne sec. This towering edifice of light that brightly shines both day and night, it sings to all in days of gloom, especially with its cantilevered room that sparkles in the noonday sun and shares its warmth with everyone. This building has been saffron blessed after meeting her most stringent test, for it is the jewel in the triple crown of Eduardo Glant, Penn's Dean of Renown, who, with artwork too, has had it filled, with statuary by which all are thrilled. This Weiss Manfredi creative endeavor in architectural lore will last forever. So what is this building that embraces ecology? It's the Krishna P. Singh Center for Nanotechnology. Okay. But you can reserve your applause for the end. Okay. This one I think is self-explanatory. It's called Assembly Required. We went off to IKEA. Bedside cabinets for to buy, and after looking long and hard, the right two we did spy. We picked them up in boxes to assemble them at home, though unknown to me at that time was the reason for this poem. Detailed instructions they were given with a diagram for each step. A chimp could do this job, I thought, even if he were inept. But I'm afraid 3 hours went by before I had it done. Frustration met my every move, making missteps by the ton. I cursed and swore under my breath. I felt I was a dummy. The stress it led eventually to a queasy feeling in my tummy. At last, the first one was complete, even though a little loose, but I calmed down considerably after a shot of jungle juice. The next day, I got up at dawn, the second one to tackle, and would you know it, all went well. I didn't raise a hackle. I had it done in record time, in just under an hour. Last night, I wouldn't have believed it was within my power. This one's assembly was much better. My heart swelled up with pride. It will, therefore, take pride of place there at my wife's bedside. So this advice I freely give to anyone in my position. If it says, assembly required, think long and hard about your decision. Okay, nearly finished. This next poem came about a week or so ago, after getting off the train at University Station at 8 o'clock in the morning and looking eastward. I had the light, or little white man walking. Down the swirling vortex, black as pitch, I helplessly am being sucked within. I realize, though life can be a bitch, I'll not know what my future might have been. It happened in a flash early this morn, as the little white man walking beckoned me. To go or not through sun glare I was torn, even though the danger spot I could not see. And so I boldly stepped out on my way, knowing full well it was within my right. Alas, I will not live to rue the day, though in my heart I know I had the light. Okay. Last poem I could read is in the vernacular. If any of you haven't guessed, I grew up in Scotland. Anyone? Okay. So you may or may not understand all of this. And this was written on the train in about 20 minutes going from Philadelphia to Wilmington, where I live. The shugle of the train is scramble in my brain as I'm thrown frae side to side while it chugs through countryside. Passing snow that looks sae deep, even on railway banks sae steep, with the sun glistening on top, I think my eyes are going to pop. And if I close them for a second, I might fall asleep, I reckon, as fatigue is creeping o'er my old body that's sae sore, since I got off of my shift and came up the coal mine's lift. Black as night it was below, but now I'm blinking with the snow. So it's losh pity me as I sit thinking what might be. If I'd taken my ma's advice and accepted Jesus Christ, I'd be a minister by now. And instead of black and blue, I'd wear black with collar white and be hame maist every night to hae dinner with the wains and be free o' aches and pains. I'd write sermons in the e'en. Just think what might have been. But alas, I am a sinner, heading hame to make my dinner. Still, I'll get doon to the pub once I've eaten all my grub, and after a pint or twa, I'll be stoating off the wa', singing sangs sae lustily that fill me up with glee. And as I stagger down the lane, on my arm there'll be a dame. So, considering what I've had, maybe life's not all that bad after all. Thank you.